We tend to think of luck as something rare and unexpected, but what if it plays a predictable and recurring role in what we call success? We believe that personal characteristics like talent, hard work, resilience, and so on are responsible for people's success, and to some degree they are. But there's always an extra element that seemingly isn't explained by personal attributes. Author and risk analyst Nassim Taleb and economist Robert Frank believe that luck plays a bigger role than we think. That luck, in fact, is everything. That businessman who's crediting his fortune to hustle skills and a growth mindset? Well, research by Branko Milanovic at the World Bank School of Public Policy found that 50% of the variability in people's income can be explained by the country in which they were born and how income is distributed in that country. A paper in the Journal of Economic Perspectives by Liran Einav and Leeat Yariv showed that people with last names beginning with letters higher in the alphabet were more likely to receive tenure, which must have made for interesting reading for their supervisors. Meanwhile, a 2009 working paper by Bentley Coffey and Patrick McLaughlin suggests that women with masculine-sounding names are more successful in legal careers. The hidden dimension of luck, which seems to invisibly influence our opportunities and successes, is arguably a mix of political, social, and economic mechanisms of which we only see the end results and assume randomness. Maybe the most successful people in the world really are just the luckiest, or they're the people who have learned the rules of that hidden dimension. Alessandro Pluchino, Andrea Raspirarda, and Alessio Biondo weren't content just asking this question theoretically. They built a toy mathematical model to actually quantify this thing we call luck. The model simulated the careers of a population over 40 years. All the hypothetical people were given varying degrees of talent, but the same degree of success to start. The model was run and assessed at intervals, with the lucky event occurring every 6 months. The results? They found that encountering a lucky event doubled success in proportion to one's talent, and that a small number of people always ended up with the bulk of the success in any population. So while talent was normally distributed, success was always drastically skewed. In our world, just 8 men possess the wealth of the billions of people in the poorest half of the human population, so the model appears to replicate reality. From the paper Pluchino, Raspirarda, and Alessio published, it is very well known that intelligence, or more in general, talent and personal qualities, exhibits a Gaussian distribution among the population, whereas the distribution of wealth, often considered as a proxy of success, follows typically a power law, Pareto law, with a large majority of poor people and a very small number of billionaires. Such a discrepancy between a normal distribution of inputs with the typical scale, the average talent or intelligence, and the scale-invariant distribution of outputs suggests that some hidden ingredient is at work behind the scenes. In this paper, we suggest that such an ingredient is just randomness. In particular, our simple agent-based model shows that if it is true that some degree of talent is necessary to be successful in life, almost never the most talented people reach the highest peaks of success, being overtaken by averagely talented but sensibly luckier individuals. The biggest finding? Initial talent did not predict success. In fact, it had nothing to do with it. Talent allowed people to exploit opportunities that emerged by luck, but talent alone was insufficient. In other words, mediocre but lucky won out over talented but unlucky. If you've ever read a celebrity magazine, this comes as no surprise. The results of this study have spurred interesting questions around meritocracy and how to build our society to make the best use of real talent and potential. The authors are especially interested in how funding can change the luck landscape and tip the scales. But what should we make of the findings? In the following chapters, we'll be exploring how to maximize our chances of a lucky event and how to leverage the hidden rules and laws governing the distribution of this luck. If the secret ingredient is randomness, is there a way to invite more of it into our lives? If improving your raw talent and merit is not what results in success, then what does? For now, it's enough to note that luck is not merely something nice to have on top of a sound strategy for success. It's basically the only strategy. This has been The Science of Being Lucky: How to Engineer Good Fortune, Consistently Catch Lucky Breaks, and Live a Charmed Life. Written by Nick Trenton, narrated by Russell Newton. Copyright 2022 by Nick Trenton. Production copyright by Nick Trenton.